What's up, friends? This is Jazz bringing you sort of an update video. It's just also going to be kind of rambly and kind of random, so I do apologize for that. But hey, you hadn't seen my face in a while, so here I am, guys. I'm alive. Don't worry, I know none of you have commented, but it's pretty unlike me not having even like the tasting videos out. It's just, I'll admit, I'm okay, right? There's nothing seriously wrong in the ways you would think. Again, my anxiety, my IBS, a lot has been going on. Again, it's all on me, but I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm okay and maybe give you a little bit of, insight to kind of what it's like to go through what I go through, like, not to be pitying or anything, but there could be some of you out there that might go through something maybe not the same but similar, and maybe they want to know there's someone else out there that goes through similar struggles that they do. Because heck, there are moments where I would never wish what I go through on my worst enemy. Now, not saying what I go through is the worst thing someone could go through in the world. It is not. Again, that's another thing. It is. I know I am lucky because I don't go through what a lot of people might go through, whether it's terminal or severe mental health struggles. Like, I really consider myself fortunate in a way because, yes, it might affect my quality of life to a degree, but it doesn't affect my quantity of life. And even though some days can be really tough, I have those days to look back on, whether good or bad, but it still is a struggle, guys. Even with everything I just said, I'm still holding true that I'm incredibly fortunate that, like, what I go through could be so much worse, right? Sometimes quality of life matters as much as quantity. Some people believe it means more, quality means more than the amount of time you have. Like, my anxiety and IBS, also, guys, I should have probably said this at the very beginning, but IBS and anxiety, I can't fully say I've been formally diagnosed, just like I cannot say I was formally diagnosed with autism or ADD or anything like that. Now, anxiety and IBS are more accurate. Like, they're the closest thing I can say to a diagnosis that I have. Like, but when you think, like, I was diagnosed with IBS, 16 or so years ago by my doctor, my family doctor, but they call that the catch-all term for, oh, we don't know what else is wrong, so here's just this, bowel problem, right? So, but again, I guess a doctor could sort of diagnose that. But anxiety, now, I probably do have some anxiety, right? I mean, I have went to mental health professionals to a degree, but I don't know, like, if I have anxiety, I don't really fully know what type. Because anxiety can mean so many different things. Some people, again, I would never want to say to someone with anxiety or mental health issues, oh, well, we're all a little anxious, all a little depressed, right? Because I feel that is, honestly, I think you should kind of avoid saying that in general, just in case this person you're talking to does legitimately struggle strongly with those issues, right? I feel you should always kind of, when you talk about mental health or illnesses, right, in general, you should be very, very careful how you word it, what you say. Like, empathy could go a long way. Like, I feel those who struggle with chronic illnesses, that's the best word I could go for. Chronic illnesses, sometimes I feel they're not always taken as seriously as they should. Because someone might look at this person on a good day and say, oh, well, seems you're just fine. Like, that is like one day. Heck, it could be 1 minute, right? Like, the way, like, the best way to describe what I've been going through the last few months is that my anxiety affects my IBS, but yet my anxiety is about my IBS. So you can see the problem here. Yeah. Now, also, as my aunt said, and it is probably true, it's something I'm not intentionally doing, but I probably don't eat the right foods. Like, I'm trying to cut back on the amount of food I eat, which makes a little bit of a difference, but my aunt said that you're a very picky eater, a very selective eater, and the foods you eat probably aren't the best foods, right? Not saying that I purposely try to sabotage myself, but with again, unlike some people, like I do have sensory issues. That I can clearly say that I have sensory issues to a degree, but no underlying cause for it. And I've always had some like textile preferences and smells and that I couldn't stand. Like, it's not as bad now, the smells. For me, my sensory issues are mostly noise based, right? Like, if there's a loud noise that I want to have headphones and that. But when I was younger, especially, like, I love potatoes now, for example. But when I was a child, I couldn't, I'd gag. I changed to that degree. I'll eat potatoes now, and there's some things I'd eat now that I wouldn't eat before. Like, I'll eat spinach. Like, I wouldn't eat spinach of any type before. And at least that is a step in the right direction that I'm eating spinach at all. But think about it this way. Spinach is the only proper food that I should be eating that I am eating. And even then, it's very limited on sandwiches or burgers or something like that. Because strange enough, I have this thing where I couldn't just put a big bowl of just spinach and eat it. I couldn't do that. But if spinach falls off the sandwich onto the plate, I'll pick it up and I'll eat it. Like, I don't know what it is about me that it makes it less appealing when it's just all alone in a bowl and that's all there is. Like, heck, I could even maybe mix margarine or green beans in it and I would probably eat it happily. And maybe that's what I should try, right? Instead of piling up the extra heavy food. I don't know, but that's just the way it is. And another thing that I've felt lately is that I've been feeling, what is it? Less energy. Like, I am okay. Like, especially during the night, I'm okay, right? But I have a lot less energy, mental energy during the day. Like, I might be able, for example, I could get up, do sweeping, go for a walk, and do all that, like, physical stuff. Be fine. But I go to edit a video or go to play a game that isn't mindless or something. And then I'm absolutely tucked out. Even if I didn't do all those other things beforehand. Right? And it seems the one thing that helps is caffeinated or sugar-laced products. Mostly if it has both. And that here, guys, is an issue. Because that triggers my IBS. Which then triggers my anxiety. And, the great circle of life. I mean, okay, guys, I know it sounds like I'm making fun of the situation, but sometimes you need a sense of humor when you're going through things like that. Like, it's so, tiring, but it's also sort of funny how you do something for one symptom, which is the chronic, mental exhaustion. But then another symptom pops up, IBS flare-up, and I might as well have just not had that coffee at all and just went to bed, which sleeping has been one thing that helped a lot. Right? Again, there's days where I stay up the whole day. It isn't like every day, every single day, every minute that I want to sleep. It's just that I find if I'm in such a bad flare-up, all I can do is take the Tylenol, because that helps with the pain, and then lie down. Because I find when I'm shutting my eyes and holding my stomach and just try to clear my mind, it goes away. Right? And though that is one of the only things that helps. The other thing, ironically, I find helps is movement. So, if I were to go out for a walk, I mean, if the flare-up wasn't bad, of course, like, but if I was starting to get cramps or the start of a flare-up, if I went out and did a walk up and down the street but stayed close to where the bathroom was, so I would have no issue for worrying where it was, the cramps would go completely away. Like, I've learned that, like, just a little bit of a spoiler, I don't know when this is going to be out or how long it is before I finish doing it, but I am trying to sell things. You'll probably see it in later vlogs. Again, another thing, yes, the vlogs. Guys, I promise you, I'm recording pretty much every day. It's the editing that is holding me back. I will get them out when they get out. But anyway, without going into too much spoilers, I'm recording my progress of selling things. And I had my first sale, almost 2 weeks ago. Not going to say what it was. But the point of me saying this is that I was so anxious because I think part of my anxiety is anticipation anxiety. Like, if I have a plan in action and I know, okay, well, when this happens, I'll do this, or if this happens, I do that, I'm usually okay. But if I don't know how things are going to happen, like, I didn't know whether the guy would bow out of the sale or if he would get there an hour later or without letting me know, or if somehow I miss him, right? And all of that was causing my IBS to flare up really bad. But what I found, like, I walked up and down the street, 10 times that day, and oh my gosh, it was like I had such a bad flare-up too that time, and it almost completely subsided. But what I learned is that when I'm waiting for something like that, I can't just simply sit, even on the toilet, which is, I've said to you guys, is my comfort spot during a normal flare-up. During an anticipation anxiety flare-up, it makes it worse. I can't sit there, even watch videos, right? I can't play a game that I would be comfortable with. I have to move. Like, sometimes, even when I'm in the bathroom and I'm having a flare-up, I have to get up and walk a little bit around, like, or pace. So I found that sleeping it off and movement seemed to help it greatly. Now, one thing I don't think I fully mentioned yet about my IBS and my anxiety is that it's the pain that's the issue, not the other symptoms. Like, when I'm in pain, guys, I go from being very, logical, like being able to think things through in a semi-competent way, to not being able to make any rational decision at all. Like, let's say I had a flare-up I woke up and I had one at 6 a.m. and there was something going on that day. My IBS brain would instantly say, abort situation, abort mission, cancel right away, even if the whole thing was like at 6 p.m., right? That would be my instant brain, instant IBS panicked brain, right? And it doesn't have to just be a outside activity either. It could be someone coming here, having to do something for my aunt that I'm not used to, that would trigger symptoms. Having a proper conversation with my boyfriend. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is, but when I'm in one of those flare-ups, my brain instantly goes to what would defaultly help it feel better. Relieve that anxiety that's triggering part of the flare-up. If I had any rational thought in those situations, I would think, well, okay, this gathering or whatever is at 6 p.m. This is 6 a.m. There's a good chance that this flare-up will calm even way before that. So wait until like maybe even 4, 5 p.m. to make any decision. My brain would go, nope, nope, nope. Like, especially way back about a year or so ago. I'm tiny bit better now, but I'm still struggling with it. Like, the other day, I was supposed to look after Bandit, who you've seen in the Easter video, right? I said to my aunt, oh, you can go out, like, there's another dog here too, and they would fight. So I was supposed to take him up to my room where I'm comfortable. I prematurely canceled early which made my aunt mad, which again is somewhat fair too. And I realized I messed up. And again, oh, I wasn't feeling good. Okay, yes, I wasn't feeling good, but I was prematurely canceling out. I could have waited, like, let's say, a couple hours, right to where my aunt may want to go out, and then tell her how I was feeling. Like, for example, today, I didn't fully, like, she decided it was okay to cancel it out today on her own, like, when I talked to her, telling her how I was feeling. But what I did today is instead I said, well, right now I'm not feeling good. I'm not good at this moment to do it, but I will do it if you still want to later. And then I told her later I just wasn't feeling good, but, I wasn't going to cancel out, right? Like, I didn't tell her, oh, I can't do it. But I did tell her 3 or 4 hours later I still wasn't really feeling the greatest, but, and then she said, well, let's just wait can you wait for your pills tomorrow? Let's wait, it's raining, And it was a lot more smooth. And maybe I'm starting to think that maybe if I was more like that, like waiting a little bit and seeing as it goes, maybe my interactions about it would be much better. But the thing is, when my stomach and brain is in one of those synced crisis, is what I would say, all logic goes out the window. Like, oh, well, will I be okay to do it later? Oh, how will I make this person feel by bowing out? Especially so prematurely. Like, those things are never on my mind when I'm in one of those flare-ups. All I'm thinking of is surviving. Like, just surviving through that moment. And again, just acknowledging I know there's a lot worse. Like, I've been watching a lot of Mystery Diagnosis, and seeing some of those things, those conditions, humbled me a little bit. Like, wow. I mean, yes, I struggle, but imagine not having something in your system for 5 minutes, like eating lunch with a friend out in a restaurant or something, like taking one bite or two bites of something and then rushing to the bathroom every single time. I could not imagine how hard that would be. Yes, I have issues with my gut, but it seems for me, at least I can keep it down for a little bit, and the flare-up happens later, right? It's still not very predictable, but it's not that bad by comparison. And I'm like, but then again, I suppose some people would also say, well, Jazz, yes, okay, you're not in that state, and yes, that is lucky, but you still are going through something that is affecting you. And that is true. I'm not completely downplaying it either. But I am acknowledging that there are things that are worse. And I'm lucky in, being where I am compared to what some people like that are. But it just, it could still be frustrating and a struggle, especially when people don't always see the full picture. Like, they might just look at someone like they don't care. It seems convenient that it happened during this particular time. But what some people don't realize is that sometimes people with chronic illnesses, they care too much in a way, right? And why it seems so convenient is that, especially for my condition, whatever it is triggered by stress and anticipation. So when that is alleviated, of course I'll feel better. Maybe not instantly, but it will take part of the problem away. So to people who say, oh, well, there's this party day, it's so convenient that you're sick, right? That's not the way it actually is. It's natural that when there's no additional goings on or reasons to have that stress, that of course the symptoms would be a little better, right? Not that, oh, it's convenient, I didn't want to go to the party anyway, for example, but I don't have to worry what's going to happen at the party. Like, it's not that, oh, woo, I don't have to go celebrate with someone. It's, oh, I don't have to worry about having to be in the bathroom the whole time when I'm at that place, right? That is exactly the way it is. Or it's not like, oh, I don't have to talk to someone. It's like, oh, I won't be in pain the entire time, and I wouldn't be like constantly. I'm worried about letting people down, right? And maybe what I'm trying to learn is that maybe it is still better to like talk to someone maybe for 5 minutes, but while still being honest about what's going on. And then if I had to leave, then I would leave, right? But sometimes that is still a struggle. Like, I feel that if I can't be on more than like 30 minutes, or can't be on for at least 30 minutes, what's the point? I would be having just the same effect. It, again, that might not be true, but in my brain, I feel I get on 5 minutes later, oh, I have to go. Like, I'm pretty much doing the same thing as if I just don't at all. Like, and I know technically, in some people's eyes, that's wrong. Even trying, even if you're on 5 minutes, can be enough, knowing that someone had, reached out, right? But just, for some reason, my brain just associates more is better, right? More time is better. And that same thing happened when I went to my workplace. Like, I felt that I was taking up, the spots that someone else could be taking. Because even when I was there, half the time I'd need to be in the bathroom, it felt. I would have all these anxiety attacks, and I felt that I was just wasting someone else's space that really needed and could benefit from that care, right? And I mean, I've been away from that job for about a year or so now, and I'm still struggling, right? Like, it's not the area that's the issue. It's not other people that are the issue. It's pretty much my IBS, my chronic illness. That is pretty much what it is, and my ability to cope with it, right? And what I said earlier about sensory issues mainly can happen during those flare-ups. I still don't care for loud noises, but I can almost, even sirens, I can handle like fine. Morally, because I have a part of hearing, and if I could hear normally, it'd probably be a lot worse. So I'm lucky that way. But if I'm in the middle of a flare-up, like there was a situation where I was going with my aunt to the grocery store. She needed to go a few places, right? But I was kind of okay when I got into the car, but not long after, she turned on music, started to sing, started to talk to me. Oh my gosh, guys. I started heating up. My cramps started getting bad, and I'm like, I want to go home. I want to go home. Yeah, that's literally all that came out of my mouth. Like like I couldn't, like I needed, like she was frustrated, right? But nothing helped. I couldn't calm myself down, right? The pain just came over me so bad. It's hard to explain. Like almost, it was debilitating, literally debilitating at that time. And to, that was just from not knowing exactly how long the trip is and how it was going to pan out when my stomach started. And from that access noise that I could normally handle just fine. Heck, on good days, I'll even sing with her. So it's that big of a difference when I'm triggered, right? The noise just made it over the top, right? And I had to go home. And so it affects my everyday life. And again, people could argue, how does that affect your video editing? Well, when I'm in one of those flare-ups, or I'm having that low energy spike, even video editing can be too much. Sometimes all I can do is stare at the ceiling. Now, again, I know there's nothing, terminally wrong, but it still affects my everyday life. And again, this is just something that, again, it could be more severe than I thought, maybe. I don't know. Again, IBS is a catch-all term. Anxiety, they can have several forms of anxiety. Like, that's why eventually, even going to the doctor, it affects me going to the doctor because of the anticipation of, oh, the appointment. How am I going to be in the car ride there? Like, everything. Like, it affects the way I do everything. I always feel like I have to have a plan. Like I always have to be prepared if something happens. And when I don't have that type of control, I just lose it. Not that I'm trying to be controlling in a, what's the word? Oh, a control, like not be controlling in a, well, you do kind of get the point in a dominant way. But I just feel like I need control of what's going on around me. Not, I don't need to control, what someone else eats and puts in their own body, or, like, I'm not controlling of others to that degree, but I just need to feel like I have a sense, like something to grab onto, if you know what I mean. And when I have that, and even when I have that, it isn't always perfect. Because when my flare, that's the thing, that's what's so scary, is because I cannot control the flare-ups. And that scares me a lot. Like, I have tried, okay, I haven't tried everything. As I said, I don't eat, as my aunt says, I don't eat right. And again, it's not really my fault. Not that I prefer fast food. Oh, I'm a, food junkie. It's more of a sensory or, preference, right? It's something that I struggle trying new things more than other people. But again, even with me, I'm sort of lucky there because I am a little more open than some people with those challenges are. I'm willing to try a little bit more to a degree, especially now that I'm older. But still, you know how it's like when you've done something a certain way for a long time, and it's when you're older, the older you are, the harder it is to change, fully. That is what it is. Like, I try to cut back, and even cutting back can be difficult, guys, because I also tend to stress eat, which, yeah, is not a good combination with my overwhelming anxiety and my IBS. I just have to kind of learn other methods to maybe get through that. But, guys, as I said, I know this is a long video, but it could partially make up for, everything that went on. Like, I am okay, and I am going to try to get more videos out when I can, especially the vlogs. Maybe I'll work on, it's week 7, and I'm still on editing, but I've been doing okay. I actually have a Google Drive now for some of my storage for my YouTube videos, for my editing projects, so that'll help me keep organized a little bit. I've, gotten one for my videos, maybe comfort videos, so I got 2 Google Drives to work with 400 gigabytes. So that's amazing. Maybe the thing is I'll have to try to learn to read my body and where it is at that time. So, but yeah, I still have been keeping busy. I've been recording, heck, I've been recording videos now and then too, like drinking or tasting videos. So those were, at least I was able to do them. But the editing process, again, still needs to work. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you're new to this channel and like what you see, please subscribe. It helps this channel a lot. And don't forget to hit the bell notification so you know when new videos are coming out. And I'll see you guys in my next video.